Hello and welcome. Sugosha Media Private Limited presents a daily dose of aerospace and defense news from India and the world. I am your host Shanti Kuber, presenting the news for today. Let's have a look at the major headlines. Raksha Mantri Sri Rajnath Singh meets China's State Councillor and Minister of National Defense General Li Shangfu ahead of SCO Defense Ministers meeting in New Delhi. Raksha Mantri holds bilateral meetings with his Kazakh Colonel General Ruslan Zakshilikov and Tajikistani Colonel General Sherali Mirzo counterparts on the sidelines of SCO defense ministers meeting in New Delhi. The Raksha Mantri holds bilateral meetings with his Iranian counterpart Brigadier General Mohammad Reza Gharai Ashtiani on the sidelines of the SCO defense ministers meeting. The seventh edition of joint military exercise Ajay Warrior 23 between India and the UK is being conducted at Salisbury Plains, United Kingdom from 27th April to 11th May 23. The Army Commanders Conference, first time in hybrid mode, examined strategic training, human resource development, and administrative aspects and took key decisions in shaping the Army for the future. In the global headlines, US approves MH-60 Romeo sale to Norway. South Korea to develop standoff jammer type EW aircraft similar to the US's Compass Call. The news in detail. During the meeting between Raksha Mantri and State Councillor and Minister of National Defense of China, General Li Shangfu, discussions on the development in the India-China border areas as well as bilateral relations were held. The Raksha Mantri categorically conveyed that development of relations between India and China is premised on prevalence of peace and tranquility at the borders. He added that all issues at the LAC needed to be resolved in accordance with existing bilateral agreements and commitments. He reiterated that violation of existing agreements has eroded the entire basis of bilateral relations and disengagement at the border will logically be followed with de-escalation. The Raksha Mantri Sri Rajnath Singh also held separate bilateral meetings with the Minister of Defense of Kazakhstan, Colonel General Ruslan Zakshilikov, and the Minister of Defense of Tajikistan, Colonel General Sherali Mirzo, in New Delhi on the 27th of April. The entire spectrum of defense cooperation with the two countries was reviewed during the meetings with focus on identifying avenues to expand mutually beneficial collaborations. Issues of mutual interest were also discussed. The Raksha Mantri also held a bilateral meeting with Iran's Minister of Defense and Armed Forces Logistics, Brigadier General Mohammad Reza Gharai Ashtiani, in New Delhi. Both the ministers reviewed the bilateral defense cooperation and exchanged views on regional security issues, including peace and stability in Afghanistan. Further, the two ministers discussed the development of the international North South transport corridor to ease logistic problems to Afghanistan and the other countries in Central Asia. The seventh edition of joint military exercise Ajay Warrior 23 between India and the United Kingdom is being conducted at Salisbury Plains, United Kingdom from 27th of April to 11th of May. Exercise Ajay Warrior is a biennial training event with the United Kingdom which is conducted alternatively in the United Kingdom and India. The last edition was held at Chaubatia, Uttarakhand in October 2021. Soldiers of the two Royal Gorkha Air Rifles from the United Kingdom and the Indian Army soldiers from the Bihar Regiment are participating in the exercise. The Indian Army contingent arrived at Briz Norton on 26th of April by an Indian Air Force C-17 aircraft with indigenous weapons and equipment. The aim of the exercise is to build positive military relations, imbibe each other's best practices, and promote the ability to operate together while undertaking company level sub-conventional operations in urban and semi-urban environments under UN mandate, in addition to developing interoperability, bonhomie, camaraderie, and friendship between the two armies. The scope of this exercise involves a command post exercise at the battalion level and company level field training exercise. During the exercise, participants will engage in a variety of missions, testing their operational acumen in various simulated situations, showcasing and refining their tactical drills, and learning from each other's operational experience. The Army Commanders Conference takes key decisions. The latest edition of the Army Commanders Conference, which was organized for the first time in a hybrid mode from 17th to 21st of April, saw deliberations over wide-ranging strategic training, human resource development, and administrative aspects, and took key decisions in shaping the Army for the future. Some of the important ones were to operationalize command cyber operations and support wings in the immediate future in order to augment the capabilities of the forces by absorption of niche technologies and equipment. It was decided to nominate lead directorates and test bed formations to evolve optimal employment philosophies and scaling to facilitate better exploitation pan army to transit from the existing 1 plus 3 plus 1 years technical entry scheme model for to 3 plus 1 TES model from January 2024 onwards. This change will also accrue benefits of the availability of more number of officers in the units and address officers shortages. Simulator training is also planned to be given a significant push through procurement of 435 simulators at an estimated cost of 791 crores this year. The United States has approved the sale to Norway of Lockheed Martin MH-60R Seahawk anti-submarine warfare and search and rescue rotorcraft for an estimated $1 billion. The State Department approval announced on 26 April covers 6 helicopters as well as related equipment, spares, training, and support. South Korea has launched a project to develop a new electronic warfare aircraft using a business jet as the baseline platform. Now we have a standoff jammer aircraft from South Korea. This new aircraft would serve as what the Koreans call a standoff jammer aircraft, similar to the US Air Force's Compass Call. The aircraft will be developed from 2024 to 2032 at a cost of $1.12 billion. This new electronic warfare aircraft to be developed and built in South Korea could be based on the Dassault Falcon 2000 business jet. The Republic of Korea Air Force already operates on the Falcon 2000 as an intelligence and surveillance aircraft. A word on the Compass Call. The EC-13H Compass Call is an electronic attack aircraft flown by the United States Air Force. Based on the Lockheed C-130 Hercules, the aircraft is heavily modified to disrupt enemy command and control communications, perform offensive counter-information operations, and carry out other kinds of electronic attacks. Planned upgrades will add the ability to attack early warning and acquisition radars. Based at Davis-Monthan AFB in Arizona, EC-130H can be deployed worldwide at short notice to support US and allied tactical air, surface, and special operations forces. The EC-130H is one of the three main US electronic warfare aircraft, along with the Boeing EA-18G Growler and F-16CJ Fighting Falcon, all of which can suppress enemy air defenses while jamming communications, radar, and command and control targets. In September 2017, the Air Force announced that L3 Technologies will serve as the lead systems integrator for a future Compass Call aircraft based on the Gulfstream G550 business jet. The new Compass call platform has been designated EC37B. That's all the news for today. Thank you and have a great day.